Hey, what's up guys, this is Katie Cloudy and here is the first generation Google Pixel, the mixed bag flagship from 2016, 1 year later in 2017. Now the reason why I'm making this video is that the new Pixel 2s have come out with some big bezels and some big problems, and these old models have dropped in price by 30 to 40%, starting at around $500 or about 30 to 35,000 Indian rupees. So yeah, let's jump into the review. And yeah, I gotta admit that I had a hard time forming an opinion and recommending this, but after a lot of thought, I can say that the original Google Pixel and the Pixel lineup in general represents the argument of style versus substance. Let me explain. The Google Pixel is a really substantial phone in terms of utility and features, but when it comes to the aesthetics and the industrial design, it definitely falls short. But you know what? Let's talk about that exterior for a bit. Now, this is not really a pretty phone. It's got some giant bezels, it's not really as sleek or thin as an iPhone, but it does really feel premium, well-built phone, and it does feel like an expensive piece of tech. And this design has grown on me significantly as I've come to use my phone. It's simple and really minimal, and the symmetrical look is something I am a fan of, and the exterior is prone to some scuffs and stuff, and Google doesn't really have a good record of long-lasting hardware, so I'd say yeah, take care of it if you wish to use it. And yeah, as I said, it's not really stylish. Now let's get into the actual substance of the phone, the software. Now calling this stock Android isn't quite accurate, but it's Google's version of Android, and you can see the Google logo everywhere. But yeah, Android 8.0 Oreo, which has been top notch, really smooth to the point that it might be the smoothest phone from last year which exists today. And being a Google phone has its own set of software advantages, like you get to stay ahead of the curve, like getting the Google Assistant first, which by the way I love and use every day. Google Lens, well, it's not really too useful at this point, but still you have it. YouTube HDR10 support, which is absolutely beautiful and awesome, and you have it in some other devices only. All the security updates and Android version upgrades, or maybe just one upgrade since it's guaranteed till Android P. But yeah, beyond that you get a great long-term development support from the awesome community. So software wise, don't worry, if you're buying a Google phone, you're totally in luck. You can't really get anything better at this price. And lastly, let's talk about the camera. I love this camera. I have taken a crap load of photos with this camera and I love it every single time. It's a massive 12 megapixel sensor with an f2.2 aperture, backed up with Google's amazing world-class image processing, and the photos are awesome. The colors, great. The dynamic range, the best. Sharpness on point. Low light performance, excellent. Some great selfies as well. But my only problem with this camera is the lack of optical image stabilization, which can result in some slightly shaky shots, especially if you're using third-party camera apps. But yeah, other than that, I can't stop praising this camera. Again, best camera at this price. It's awesome, it's fast, it's reliable. And finally, let's talk about the miscellaneous stuff. The speakers are okay, not that bad, could have been better, and the display looks great. Standard 5-inch 1080p display, AMOLED, and it looks just better in the Quad HD Pixel XL. And the battery life is actually really good. I used to get about 5 to 6 hours of screen on time on Android Nougat, but ever since I upgraded to Android Oreo, I tend to get about 4 to 5 hours, which is not too shabby, but I hope it gets better with 8.1. The fingerprint reader is okay, not that fast by today's standards, but it's not a slouch either. And the call quality is great, haven't faced any issues, and same goes for Bluetooth, no issues as well. But one problem I did face is that in outdoors at high brightness and with LTE, it does tend to heat up a bit, and there's that, not really a huge deal. But one thing to note is that it has a headphone jack. That joke is about. But should you actually spend your 30,000 rupees or $500 on this phone, especially now that the OnePlus 5T has come out? Well, to answer that question, let's go back to the title of this video, style versus substance. Now yes, I know that it's a pretty vague statement and a pretty poetic statement to base your purchase decision off of, but here's the thing. If you want your phone to be like a fashion statement slash a fancy tool, which is not really a bad thing, if you want the latest features like dual cameras, waterproofing, and crazy displays, infinity displays, 18:9 displays and whatnot, then the Pixel is probably not for you. But if you're on the other side of the spectrum, if you're an Android enthusiast who wants a clean stock Android experience, who wants great software, who wants to be first in line for updates, not second, not third, must be first, then the Pixel is one hell of a phone. You will not regret buying this, and it's kind of worth it not having those stylish features. But that's just my opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.